This map here will give you a little bit orientation on it now. To the this shows the stadium in the center in the kind of the orangish red color. On the east side, we have a Del Amo station. This will demonstrate what are the short-term bus rapid transit options, ones that could be implemented immediately for the stadium and help with moving people in and out of the stadium very quickly. We would come from the Del Amo station and run a bus line straight across on Del Amo, and that line would go to the stadium. It would also stop at the South Bay Pavilion. It would then move into a line that would go north and south, that would go from the west side at the Harbor Gateway Transit Center and run south, and also pick up traffic from the south end from the Carson station. There's also a segment that comes up from the South Bay Pavilion that would go to the StubHub Center and provide access there, and also for CSU to Dominguez Hills. So this is something that's very easily implemented and one that we're confident could be started right away. To implement this, we would recommend that there be articulated buses for the increased capacity during the game days. These buses seat up to about 57 people, and then with standing room you can put about 80 people on these buses. And so those could be implemented, and we would recommend looking at energy efficient, battery powered or hybrid type buses for this use, and be very environmentally conscious. We know that's important to the city. So now we'd like to just go over some of the longer term options, and this would be for some rail transit options. And these would come along as the stadium is in place and as there's opportunity for the funding for these. On the east side from the Del Amo station area where the blue line is now, we would recommend a rail station there that would move from east to west to the stadium, and eventually move all the way over to a new station at the Crenshaw station that would also be part of the planned expansion for the Green Line for Metro. And so we would have access from either side, from east and west, via the two different rail lines that are in place, and will really help ease the congestion and bring people into the stadium very quickly and efficiently. We would also keep the transit, the bus station that would run up to the StubHub and the Dominguez Hills facility, and that would help that facility too. The goal would be to utilize these existing stations to make access from the airports. John Wayne is 28 miles from this location. The LAX is only 13 miles. Long Beach Airport is 10 miles, and even downtown LA is only 17 miles from here, so we'll make the access very efficient with the rail. Now I'll talk a little bit about the StubHub Center and Dominguez Hills, and the ability to help the congestion in that area. That's can be a very busy area now. We took a look at the existing Avalon Gate entry, and this is a picture of that facility now as it is. And we did a view of what this might look like in the future with adding a station right there. And I'd like to have Phil talk a little bit about that right now.
Thank you, Byron. So what we're showing at this entrance off of Avalon is a sort of a concept for a 4-bay integrated bus facility, which would allow for 60-foot articulated buses, which Byron showed earlier. Each platform is about 100 feet long, so it could be about 400 feet long. Could be about 400 feet long. What we're showing is on the southbound side. It could also be on the northbound side. It would serve game day shuttles, local and regional buses. We're showing an upgraded facility with integrated shelters, shading devices, wind screens, individual seating at each bus bay. retaining walls, planters, lighting, signage, information signage. The continuous canopy we're showing is just kind of a concept to reflect the roof of the stadium, the tensile roof structure. And we're also showing plazas at the corners to kind of give a sense of place and integrate the project into the landscape.
Thank you. And now let's talk a little bit about the new Los Angeles stadium in Carson. And so we'll talk about what some of the transit options are to right at the stadium site. So the next plan shows the master plan, and we took a look at this with your team, with the city staff, and came up with some ideas for the stadium. And just to orient, on the north end is Del Amo Boulevard, and that's where we envision that there would be the transit facilities, that we would probably be somewhere maybe along Stadium Way that's there now. It's a little early to pick the exact location, but we think that might make good sense. It would be a short walk from the station there into the actual stadium. And this area would be also adjacent to where the existing development is planned, and also some of the parking for the development, so it could be multi-use during the non-stadium event times. So next, we'll talk a little bit about what the actual station might look like right there at the stadium.
So we're basically using, at least for this study, kind of a similar footprint that we showed on the StubHub Center. We know that the existing roadway and freeway conditions work well and they help alleviate traffic. This site is pretty comfortable and safe. This footprint and profile looks like it could accommodate many different options, and it really is just about a 5 to 7 minute walk from the stadium. So this again, we're showing on either side of the street for eastbound and westbound traffic, 2 to 4 bus bays. I guess we're on to the rail transit station now. For the rail transit station, we're looking at the same site. We're showing the light rail station on the opposite side of the street. The typical metro rail station is usually a single platform in the center, which allows for the trains to pull in on either side and passengers to get on and off the station, off the platform into the trains. To accommodate this type of game day pedestrian traffic, we would probably be required to add another platform on either side. So that's what we're showing, basically 3 platforms. When a train pulls in, the doors would open on either side. It would allow queuing and a massive amount of people that would arrive at the same time to get on either side of the train. So what you see here in this rendering is the 3 platforms, the center platform, the trains going in on either side. We've got ramps going up because these are slightly elevated platforms. Ticket vending machines as you walk in. Lighting, again, kind of, we're showing a fun canopy that relates to the stadium itself. These platforms are usually about 270 feet long. In this case, we're showing entrances on either end to allow for the sort of crush of people to come in. I think we have one more. This sort of shows a little bit of a close-up. Typical amenities would be the lighting, the signage, seating, and again, the ticket vending machine. Thanks.
And so those are the options that we've studied so far. We think we've come up with some good solutions. There's certainly more work to be done on it, but we think we can improve the circulation and bring the fans into that new stadium as soon as we're ready to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to take a second just to thank the teams for helping us. They helped to basically fund and underwrite this transit study along with StubHub Center. So we just wanted to thank them. And at this point in time, once the council is happy with this plan, we're ready to start moving on the funding side of it.
Great. Well, I want to just take this opportunity before we excuse you gentlemen to also say thank you, but also say thank you to the city manager and Councilwoman Lula Davis Holmes for going to the South Bay Council of Government, getting them to support this. Yes, this is supported by the South Bay Council of Governments. We're doing all we can to put Carson's best foot forward, to demonstrate to the NFL and to our partners, the Chargers and Raiders, that a new football stadium here in Carson would be very welcome and embraced by not only our city, but by the surrounding community and all its residents. So with that, any members have any questions?
I don't have a question. I just want to say thank you. It's good to see this evolving, and we were talking about it at the COB, and just to see it. So thank you, and thank you to our city manager. He is, you know, he gave me the right words to say.
That concludes the presentation part of our agenda. We will now go on to